Who are you speaking with? The flesh and blood man with a name entity? Because that's what I'm trying to find out right now, Judge. Who are you speaking with? The name entity or the flesh and blood?
I'm speaking to the person that's talking to me right now.
I demand to be released on my own recognizance. Who are you trying to conversate with? The name entity or the flesh and blood man?
When I talk, you listen.
We got two absolutely wild court hearings to go through today. So buckle up because things get heated fast. The first person we're looking at is someone who flat out refuses to say his real name, calling himself an entity instead. He keeps insisting on his own version of the law, completely ignoring how the system actually works. It's honestly hard to watch. He seems lost in his own ideas while the judge tries to keep things on track. You'll see what I mean once it starts. Tell me what you think in the comments. Is this confidence, confusion, or pure chaos? Let's dive right into this intense courtroom moment and see how it all unfolds.
This is the judge.
Okay, Mr. Strickland.
Open the door.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear
Oh,
him?
you don't want to hear me.
Sir, can you hear him?
What?
Mr. Strickland, this is Magistrate William Burden. Good morning. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Do you want to speak with an attorney?
Who are you speaking with? The flesh and blood man with a name entity? Because that's what I'm trying to find out right now, Judge. Who are you speaking with? The name entity or the flesh and blood?
I'm speaking to the person that's talking to me right now.
I am executive of the name entity. That's who you're talking to right now. Do you understand? I am the executor of the name entity. I demand to be released on my own recognizance. I have right here, Judge. You see this, Judge? And then I also have a UCC1 in the name entity. So y'all trying to run a lien on the name, that's illegal. Who are you trying to conversate with? The name entity or the flesh and blood man?
You tell
I demand
me.
to be released on my own recognizance. I have a UCC1 here. I've laid claim to the name entity through the Secretary of State and the federal government. Here it is right here, the Secretary of State, just
Okay. Sir?
It's right here, Lincoln. To the flesh and blood and or the name. I'm trying to ask.
Sir, whether I'm talking to the flesh and blood or name entity, I'm talking to both of y'all at the same time. Do either of you want to speak to an attorney?
No, sir.
Okay.
And I don't consent to an attorney. I don't consent to be in no hearing.
Sir, I just asked you one question. I just need one answer.
And I don't consent.
Okay, I know that.
So who are you speaking with? The flesh and blood man or the name entity?
I have to say, I'm really enjoying this judge so far. Sharp, calm, and clever. But these online court hearings are driving me up the wall. Some of these defendants act like they're at a casual chat session instead of a courtroom. They talk over the judge, interrupt constantly, and there's just no control at all. It's wild to think that something as serious as a hearing can turn into such a mess on Zoom. Sure, video calls might work for business meetings, but for court, it's just not working. What do you think? Should we go back to in-person hearings? Because honestly, I feel like that's the only way to bring order back to the courtroom. Let's get into the next part and see how this chaos continues.
Is you the entity or the person in the flesh? Which one?
Flesh and blood man. I own the entity, so it's going to be released anyway.
All right, now.
For UCC1, everything.
If you don't, when I talk, you listen. If you don't want to talk to an attorney and you don't want to be arraigned today, we're going to put you over to tomorrow. You understand that?
But we already been through this. I am the executive of the account.
Okay. Have a good day, sir.
So, after that first hearing, I've got to ask, did anyone else feel mentally drained? That man seemed completely disconnected from reality. Anyway, the next case is somehow even more dramatic. This one features a woman who turns her court appearance into a full performance. Instead of simply addressing her traffic ticket, she starts arguing in circles and acting like the law doesn't apply to her. The judge stays patient, but it's clear this could have been handled in minutes if she had just cooperated. You gotta see this one. It's frustrating and fascinating at the same time. Tell me your thoughts as we jump into this next hearing.
What's your name?
Shannon Phillips, the natural woman. On the record and for the record, and let the record reflect. Can you guys hear me?
Very
It's saying I
loudly.
have an unstable connection. Okay. Just making sure.
So on October 9th, defendant was found in contempt of court. So that still stands. Ma'am, you can choose not to have counsel if you want, but you need to understand that you can get up to 90 days on the contempt of court matter. Do you understand that?
I do not understand any charges. I only understand universal law and the right to live in peace and to live as I intend to.
But given that she doesn't understand,
Was never let in, just like now. You administering the trust without consent.
I'm not going to be.
I'm having a bad connection. It's going in
I'm
and out.
not
I'm
going to
not
be
hearing nothing
releasing
you
the
all are
public
saying.
defender's office from this case because I don't think she fully understands the consequences of her actions, and so she will continue to have the public defender.
I don't
you,
need a public defender, Judge Washington.
Ma'am, I asked you a simple question and you did not answer the question in a way that makes me feel comfortable that you don't understand that you understand the laws of the state.
You all are speaking legalese. You all are speaking legalese. For me to say I understand the charges gives you all permission to administer the trust.
Okay.
I don't understand the charges.
Which is why you will not.
And I do not need counsel. I don't need representation.
Your request is denied, ma'am. You will have representation. All right. Mr. Lebo, do you know what your client wants to do?
Oh my goodness. This is...
The charges?
You cannot make me have an attorney.
Well, actually, I can, ma'am.
Like, this is insane.
Well,
At this point, I'm really losing patience with these virtual court sessions. It's like watching orders slowly disappear. The judge, to her credit, is doing her best, responding with calm but firm remarks. Still, you can tell she's tired of the constant interruptions. At one point, she even appoints the woman an attorney to help her, but instead of being grateful, the woman starts arguing again. No real consequences follow, which makes the whole situation even more frustrating. I know I mentioned this earlier, but it's worth repeating. Online hearings just don't work. The lack of control and respect turns the process into chaos. Let's check out how the rest of this hearing plays out, because it only gets more unbelievable from here.
I can handle my own affairs. I don't need your public defender. All I'm trying to do is get the case settled. That's all. This has been going on for so long. A waste of time and money, honestly.
Mr. Barnett, is there an offer?
There is an offer for the civil infraction and expired plate.
Your Honor, I'd be happy to go into a break-in with Ms. Phillips and explain that to her.
Right. I will let you do that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Assistant Public Defender Davi Liebe on behalf of Ms. Phillips. Ms. Phillips, could you unmute and state your name, ma'am?
Shannon Phillips, the natural woman.
Lebo, where are we with this, please?
Your Honor, I did have a discussion with Ms. Phillips. I did attempt to explain the importance of representation, why the court has asked that she have an attorney in this matter, as well as conveyed Mr. Barnett's offer. Ms. Phillips indicated to me that she still opposes having an attorney. Additionally, indicated to me that she is not, at this time, wanting to accept the offer of an expired plate.
Well, I think the offer was for a civil infraction of something different.
I believe was the civil plate infraction.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right.
It's improper plate.
What was the offer again, Mr. Barnett?
It was the civil infraction of having an expired plate.
All right, thank you. And not the criminal, not the
Correct.
criminal infraction. Okay. So, Ms. Phillips, that's correct. You're rejecting that offer.
The offer of what? He didn't offer anything.
Ms. Phillips, he just told you that he's offering,
Am I not hearing something?
he just told you that he's offering you the civil infraction of expired plate as opposed to the criminal offense of expired plate. One carries
Okay,
a,
but according to the Supreme Court, traffic infractions are not a crime. The People versus Battle. So what criminal infraction? And I would just like for the case to be dismissed. One, because your who was it, Officer Hannah, and 3 more officers were surrounding my vehicle, pulling my door handles, threatening to pull me out of my vehicle.
Ms. Phillips, I'm going to advise
I don't
you
even
not
have the
discuss this
vehicle
further.
anymore.
This woman really needs a lawyer, and fast. She's speaking freely about details that could seriously hurt her case if this ever goes to trial. You can tell she believes she's handling things on her own, but it's backfiring badly. All of this started over a small $175 ticket that could have been paid and forgotten. Yet now it's turned into a full courtroom ordeal. It's hard to understand why someone would make things so complicated when the solution was simple from the start. Some people just seem to fight every rule instead of solving the problem. What about you? Would you ever push this far over a traffic ticket? Let me know what you think as we jump back into this case.
Want to do what y'all want to do.
ma'am, if you don't stop yelling out in court, you've already been held in contempt before. I'm going to hold you in contempt and give you 10 days in jail. Do you understand? Mr. Lebo, do you know what your client would want to do?
I do not, Your Honor. I did have a discussion with her, but she did not convey to me a desire to participate in that conversation.
All right. Then if she's not telling you, I will set it for a trial date.
Ms. Phillips, Your Honor, I would perhaps ask the court to consider a competency referral.
Nothing is wrong with me, you all. I am perfectly fine. I can handle my own affairs. Nothing is wrong with me.
I see you're doing so well so far. You're almost going to jail on a traffic offense.
And I do want to know that I did attempt to explain to Ms. Phillips why her understanding of the case law regarding traffic offenses was inaccurate, but that was not a productive conversation.
I could see why it wasn't productive. So I don't know that she meets the level of incompetence to the standard that you're indicating. That if you want a referral because you've talked to her and that's where you are, I will refer her for a competency. If she doesn't participate in that, then she'll be found in contempt or have to go to jail to get it done. So her behavior here today is obviously taking her down a very dark path. Hopefully she can change her mind and do something appropriate. So you either want to have a trial, ma'am, or you want to actually accept an offer. So those are your options.
You can take it to trial.
Looking at this upcoming jury trial, things don't seem promising for her at all. The moment the jury hears her speak, they'll likely form an opinion fast, and not in her favor. It's almost as if she's working against herself, refusing to listen or take advice. That, I know better than everyone, attitude never goes well in court. Judges, juries, and even viewers at home can all see when someone's making things harder than they need to be. I'm genuinely curious to see how this ends, but I can already guess the outcome won't be great. If you want me to post a full jury trial once it's available, let me know in the comments. And before we wrap up, thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. It really means a lot. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more courtroom reactions like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Personally, I think it's time to bring back in-person hearings, at least those that structure and respect. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.